So guys, it is January 3rd, right? It is a brand new year and I've already done my New Year charge. I am about to do my second New Year charge because, this car gets driven and it needs to be charged. So, yeah, I am out here doing another charge. This is going to be my longer one. I did a long one, I believe, probably 2 days ago, and it was at, what place was I at? I think I was down in Fort Lauderdale, like Miami, Broward County, whatever you want to call it down there, and did about, under $40 charge. What I want to tell you guys about this car is that you have to be mindful, because yes, you save more money on electric charge over the gas, and I want to tell you what I mean by that. The average person in an SUV about this size, even though I really don't have a good brand from Honda to compare this Prologue to, they are spending $3, $2 and something a gallon to fill up their car. Now, mind you, this is the conversion to get this in your head. You go by kilowatt hours. That's how electricity runs for electric cars. It's kilowatt hours. Now, to make it simple for those who get a little bit confused, kilowatt hours is a constant. You don't have to convert it to miles per gallon. You don't have to convert it to fucking whatever the hell it is. So, as I tell you this, I'm paying like 35 cents per kilowatt hour. Mind you, the car goes by miles per hour. So we're not going to get into that because that's not important. So I'm saving some money. So I go and charge my car for like $25, $30, sometimes $40 if it's really dead. It's not really dead right now. It's at 53 miles, which is a certain percentage that I can't see right now because I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. I'm parked, by the way. So that means that I'm not spending much money on charging the car. And I go to fast chargers, a quote-unquote fast charger is anything that's like above 100 kilowatts. But really, you want the 300, 400, 500. Those are fast. Anything else is BS. You're going to be sitting there for 45 minutes to an hour. So far, I have not sat anywhere for that long. I may sit at a really super slow charger just so I can get a few miles in. Those are usually the free ones, mind you. And then I take that charge and go elsewhere and charge really fast. Because what I've learned from having this car since towards the end of August is that you have to know where these fast chargers are. You have to charge 9 times out of 10 if you're not a home charger at non-peak hours, because there are non-peak hours and peak hours. It's 7 o'clock in the morning right now. I believe right about now is considered not a high peak hour. Probably 8, 9 is going to be a little bit, but I believe with Electrify it's not that. I believe with EVgo this is considered high peak hours. Anything before 6 a.m. is supposedly non-peak, but it doesn't matter. I'm still saving more money than everybody else. I get a lot of gripe from my gas pals who are kind of like, well, you have to sit at that charger. And yeah, I may have to sit at that charger, but I'm sitting at the charger and I'm paying less than you will ever pay in gas. It's an investment with these cars when you get them, which is why I'm glad I leased mine and I'm not buying it. Because when you lease it, you get this, like, trial, That's what a lease really is, in case you don't know or understand a lease. A lease is a trial, which means I can try out the Porsche, I can try out the Mercedes, I can try out the BMW, but at the end of the day, BMW, Mercedes, Porsche, they own these cars. It's their car. It's not really my car, So I get to figure it out. That's what a lease is good for. Yes, in certain states you got to put down a lot of money, but in some states you don't. So that's my little wink hint. There's some states you don't got to put down that much money to get it. So I'm slowly learning everything. The early mornings suck, but the early mornings mean that I don't have to deal with village fools. I don't have to deal with people with attitudes. I don't deal with people cutting me out, because early in the morning, there's less people. Early in the morning, most people don't be plugging up their charger. Some of them have found other ways to charge their car, so that when you come at 7, 5, 4, 3 a.m., there ain't nobody there, because they are not trying to charge their car at these kind of ungodly hours. They're trying to rest, or they're probably privileged enough to have one at their house. I went and had a ride with a guy who has a Subaru, and he was telling me the spiel on that, because he was originally going to get a Prologue, and he decided to get a Subaru instead. And he was telling me some of the cons with that one, like the slow charging, because he charges at his house, things like that. And I'm like, man, I'm glad I got this Prologue, because I couldn't deal with the way Subaru was doing it. Like, no. But then he told me, like, there's eventually going to be a long-term battery, so that my trip, like the trip I did with my from Boston all the way down to Florida, that trip would have been better. Like, they're trying to make them so that they have like 700 miles, not like 3 or 2 or whatever the heck it is now, which would be good, because that would mean less time stopping, and which would mean it wouldn't take double the time. Now, mind you, like I've probably said before, Honda did not build this car to make a trip like that, because nobody would buy it. I'm telling you right now, nobody wants to spend double the amount of time. I've had like little discussions with people on TikTok, or threads on Instagram. I drove my car out west from like Los Angeles or whatever to Arizona. Honey, that has nothing to do with the amount of distance I did. Boston to Florida is 1,000 miles plus. Not only is it 1,000 miles plus, but you slowly begin to realize that the South is slow as hell, and they do not have charges the way they should. After you reach a certain state, you're out of fucking luck. You're going to be driving for a way longer amount of time. Some of them chargers don't work. You're going to hit that. Once you hit like the Mason-Dixon line or a little bit lower, you are in no man's land. And that sucks, because they're pushing out these cars, and it's not fair to push out these cars if you know you don't have enough decent, good chargers, and they're not behind lock gates, which is usually the free ones, or they're not behind a lock gate for a company. Now, how does that help somebody? Blink is what I'm talking about. Blink has a lot of that, where they tell you there's a charger, but 9 times out of 10, it's behind a lock gate. It's not something you can access 24/7, and the app does not tell you that. So imagine having like 10, 15 miles, and you're driving around trying to find some place to plug up your car, because watch this now, you don't have a home charger, and your car got a charge. That's the thing you have to think about when you get these cars, is please don't rush out and get them. Yeah, you may rush out and go get a Tesla because they're charged up everywhere, and they done took over because they already wanted to lay out the land and the map for them, and everybody else is following suit, but not everybody else is following suit and building up like Tesla has. Like, you literally have to have some of these car brands partner up with them, because where else is your people going to charge these cars? But that's my thing for today. I'm going to go charge my car. I'm going to have a halfway decent day, and coffee is going to run, because I'm up early having to charge this damn car.